Yo, what's up guys? Today we got a different video for you. It's gonna be more of a video me explaining like how can you really dominate as SIvir on the bot lane. SIvir can be a really good champion if you really know how to use her right. So her main thing that you need to understand is that SIvir's power lies in farming and just pushing waves. Now this may sound really simple, and depending on your rank, I guess this is like very easy to understand and things that you do every game. But if you really want to take it to the next level, you gotta understand like the details that really make her that good and that great. First of all, as you can see here, you need an engaging support. Like you need an engaging support or a support that makes plays. Due to SIvir's very low early damage and very low general base damage, you basically need somebody else to cover up for that damage that you don't have. And you also need somebody to protect you, to trade offs, like all these different things actually really make a difference when you play SIvir in the bot lane. But anyway, so you need SIvir to farm really good early game. Ideally, you want to have your SIvir about 10 minutes, like max. Like any more than that, you're starting to see like your game really falling behind. Of course, it's not the end of the world, or it's not really gonna cost you anything if you buy it a bit later. But it's gotta be your main priority to survive. Definitely, like as SIvir, like many other champions, it doesn't really matter like how many times you die within that 10-minute time frame, but we're talking about like a champion here who doesn't have base damage, doesn't have any playmaking abilities, and it really just depends on her teammates early on. So it's really important that you take some kills, and like as you see here, like this trade right here, like this was important for me to get the kill, so I flashed in, even though it was a very risky play, because as like also their Silas is moving in now, and of course I don't have any damage to kill the Mundo or the Nami. So now with Silas right here, he just really kills us because we cannot really have any damage. I have no mana basically, so no HP. But so with SIvir, you really try to go for plays that you can at least guarantee yourself some kills. So first of all, if you really want to go for a risky play, at least you gotta come out with some kills, because like I said, you need to speed run your way to getting that SIvir. So any gold that you can get early game, anything that can help you achieve that is super good, and you'll see later on how far ahead you will be in the game. So essentially right now, we got our first bag, of course, for SIvir. I think for me, getting a little bit of the cooldown reduction from the hammer is good, because sometimes you want the cooldown reduction to push the waves and to get your abilities faster. You can get your E faster, which is like your life-saving ability essentially. And yeah, so that's for your first bag, and then you just keep on farming. So for the Leona matchup right here that we have, you don't really want to force any plays. Unless the enemy is like playing really recklessly and is just forcing fights, I guess you just have to fight them back. But if you see that you're losing, even if you have a Leona or like a tanky sub who can tank damage and also help you deal some, you just should avoid it, to be honest. And like you'll see, it makes so much difference when you just take a step back and farm, because like with SIvir, like I said, with other champions, you can afford to miss and then just trade off kills and things like that. But with SIvir, because of her weaknesses, which are like really great, you cannot really make any of those mistakes. But it can be a very rewarding champion in the other sense as well. But you gotta keep in mind that all of these weaknesses really cannot help you get ahead in the game, or it will just put your entire team back if you don't really get that. So right now Maliona went for like a kind of a bad trade. Of course, like I've said a million times, you cannot really go for trades that you cannot really get the kills or at least get a good trade off. Right now, right here, I get a kill, which is very good for me. So everything like is good that you do, so that you get gold out of it. Anything, any moment, any second of the game that you can get extra gold, you go for it. Because like right here, we get the pickaxe, and now we're starting to ramp up our damage as well. So once you start ramping up your damage, you're gonna start seeing that you can clear waves much faster, and you can also actually fight in some plays, because it's really important that you also help your team. Like whatever champion you want to play on the bot lane, because I can only speak as an ADC main really, you gotta try and help your team in some way. Like the support obviously has a bigger responsibility, and also with a champion pick to help your team, but you also gotta realize like it's a team game, and as much as sometimes your team can get toxic, the game can get toxic, like if you really want to win, and that's like the most important thing, like if you really want to win, you gotta help your team. And you also help your team by helping yourself. You help yourself, and then you get stronger, you push more waves, you apply more pressure, and then you can also win team fights once you get the right items. So after that, so right now, like the early game, right now it's 10 minutes, we're still farming for the SIvir. We just like it, SIvir is a champion for chill gameplay, like chill players. Right here you're gonna see I made a huge mistake. No flash, I'm not gonna pop my ult either because I'm just gonna die here. So that was a huge mistake for me, and obviously like this is like very rare like dumb mistakes that can happen in the game. Like right here, as you can see, this set me really back because wave is pushing to me, and so I could have farmed this wave as well and get a little bit more extra gold, and also catch up for the next wave, since right here we have a play on the mid lane. So I could have stayed on bot lane under tower, they wouldn't really have done anything to me. So I could have gotten a little bit more gold. Now I cannot really here calculate if I could get the SIvir if I stayed, but I think because of the gold that I had, I believe that I could have been very close. Maybe I could have sold the Dorans as well. So like to get the SIvir, you basically sell anything. Like if you can get boots, if you have enough like for like tier 1 boots, then you can go for it, because you can really benefit from like that small movement speed, because SIvir doesn't have any escapes. You also want to get to the lane fast. Like anything with SIvir has to be very detailed, even though it might sound like a bit boring, or it might sound like you have more responsibilities when playing this champion. It's really important that you yourself become strong, because SIvir doesn't really have any other plays, guys. Like its champion is really fun, but in the wrong hands it can be like really bad for your team. So like here, like I've been playing SIvir for quite some time. I've been actually starting playing since the beginning of the season, like very like every day almost ranked grind, and I managed to achieve I think it was like top 10 in my server. And even though I was like low like diamonds elo, like I still got like I was playing amongst like very like high level players. So I think I've gotten like pretty used on to her playstyle and what makes her really strong. So like from this play right here that I did, as you can see, like I tried to flash in and get the kills, but the Silas, unfortunately, he has a really strong heal, so I underestimated like how much healing he would have done back. And also like I also overestimated my damage, thinking like I could kill with my boomerang. Like as you can see, there are many different things, like SIvir needs to be like calculating every single time if you can get something good out of it. Right now the game is not at a very bad state, even though we're losing with kills and I have a negative kind of score, because we're still gonna go to bot lane right here. We have Leona now, we can go back to farming. So any time that you can farm uninterrupted is a very good thing for SIvir, even though if it's a little bit. So we're gonna stay on the bot lane for now, we're gonna farm. You can try to get some plates as well. Any gold, guys, is super valuable for SIvir, so any gold that you can manage to take is very good. Always goes, if you have squishy supports, you can try to go for small trades, because right now we have the SIvir. It's about 11 minutes as I can see. So this is a very good time for you to actually start ramping up your damage as well, because guys, you gotta farm some damage. Even though like the stats ultimately don't really like mean that the game is going in one direction, or that it's going like you're winning or losing. At the end of the game, you're gonna have to see your stats, because stats really matter based on your performance. Obviously, if you're a support player, stats don't really matter for you, right? As long as you win the game, that's what matters for a support player. But and you help your team achieve that, of course. But like if you're playing ADC or like champions that like are basically champions that deal damage, champions that help get kills, you basically want to track your stats every game and see like what you would have done better. Now with SIvir, she doesn't really do that much burst damage, and her build is basically just, and her like playstyle is mostly farming. So any chance that you can pass some damage to the opponents, to the enemy, that's very useful. And that also puts pressure to them, and you get to farm more. But it just takes a lot of practice, guys, like to hit the skill shots, to be able to do good trade-offs, especially when you don't have that high damage like I've been mentioning. You really need to be careful, because in many situations that you can get caught and die because you just don't have the ability to trade off, especially if you're like on your own. So you want to try to do good trade-offs. Try to hit the Q as many times as possible. Practice throw the Q even in like weird angles. Like sometimes people want to like dodge the most obvious way. So if you wanna like really try to hit your Qs more, try to throw them at a bit of a slider like angle at the movement of the enemy champion. And that would be very useful for you actually, because if you can hit the Qs, like the game just opens up so much more, guys. Like the Q is the main like SIvir, like you see here, if I hit that Q on the Caitlyn, that would have been huge for the lane. That would have been like a huge chunk of her HP. Like I hit it here, so imagine if you hit 2 Qs, guys, on the enemy ADC when you have like your first item. It's gonna be huge momentum swing for your laning phase. So try to do that, and try to always, I mean, you want to be conservative a bit on the mana. And remember, guys, you have the SIvir, but you have to be conservative on the mana sometimes, because you really want your abilities. You need your ult if like you need to be like escape or chase somebody down or anything like that. You need to be able to monitor your mana so you can have enough for the next fight. Obviously, the best thing that you can do is always like find some waves, find some minions, find some camps. Guys, take it from me, it's okay to take a camp from the jungler. Don't be afraid to take camps for junglers, because junglers also farm in lanes. And like as you can see here, guys, this was the mistake I was talking about. Pushing with no wards. Obviously their entire team was bottom side of the map, but this is like the greedy side of SIvir. Like you gotta have a balance of greediness and like doing the correct plays. Because like as you can see here, I'm typing something because like I feel a bit frustrated that I'm like pushing, giving like my team vision on the bot lane, pushing the lane, and they're not really doing anything else on the map. Of course, like any other like role that you play in the game, you gotta have your team to do something in the game, otherwise nobody's gonna win. But it's good sometimes to express your like concern of the game. Obviously the guys, please don't like be like super toxic, or you don't really just try to push or pressure your team into doing like you know, saying bad words to them, because that doesn't really help anybody. And we also have to keep like a good mental, right here, this is like the example I'm talking about. Like even if I say these things, of course I get frustrated in the games, because I just feel like I just want to win. And sometimes when things aren't going my way, sometimes, you know, you get a little bit of upset. So now, like here I popped my ult because I don't really know what Akali is going to do. So another basically rule that you want to follow with SIvir is that you don't really want to risk playing against champions that have assassin kits, because SIvir can just easily die, guys. Like, even if you can like correctly predict your E and try to like counter them in one way or another, you're gonna see that you're just gonna die at the end, because they just have more damage than you. Like, SIvir can only go for like very good plays after you have like 3 or 4 items. Then you can actually try and like go for the good plays. Right now we shift up to mid lane. Of course, this is a very risky play, guys. Like, as you can see, we don't have Leona, and this was like a great mistake from my part, even though I'm picking Malzahar because, like I said, I'm frustrated that this play didn't work. But like, this was a very bad mistake for me, because look how many waves I could have catch up if I just didn't do that. I would have either been to bot lane or mid lane, or just like be somewhere that I can apply pressure to the enemy. So guys, like, very important thing, do not really go for plays like 2v2s or like 1v1s or 2v1s, even if you are like in an advantage, if you don't have your team close to back you up. SIvir is very like important rule that you have to farm all the time. You have to farm like everything that you can find. Of course, taking the kills is also a bonus. Like, if you get a lot of kills with SIvir, the game is over. And you need to understand, like, if you have a lot of gold, you're gonna have so much damage and you're gonna have so much pressure in the enemy. Like, a lot of things that SIvir does well, and of course I need to mention, is that you put a lot of pressure on the enemy on a more like theoretical kind of level, even if it doesn't make much sense. Like, if you put pressure on their waves, then the enemy will have to defend, the enemy will have to catch up that wave. And you're giving vision, which is very important in this game, that you have vision all over the map. Like, as you can see here on the mid lane, like the minions are pushing, so you know you have vision there, you know where the enemies will be if they show up there. So you need to always just like push and try to play safe, and also try to be with champions that have playmaking abilities. Like, when you are with Malzahar, if he doesn't really like pop his ult and you kill somebody immediately, then you just gotta go. Like, over there I obviously overstayed, and now here is like another like example. As you can see, like, I have my Leona, but because it's Mundo and Akali, an assassin, I cannot really do anything to them. Of course, another good thing, that we got the turret at the mid lane, so that's a good trade-off in the sense that we didn't lose that much. So like, if you guys want to trade off an objective for like 2 deaths, 1 death, your death, you can do that, because SIvir's ultimate goal is to just push the entire wave. If you can manage to push the entire waves, that's like a you will be very far ahead in the game, to say the least. And you will put much pressure onto your enemies to try to catch up on the waves that they're missing. And also, you can go for more objectives, that you can go for barons, atacons, dragons, you can farm your camps, you can set up plays with your team. There's so many different things that you can do. And also, guys, remember to keep your ultimates for like a good team fight. Utilizing SIvir's ultimate correctly is gonna get you guys so many more kills, you have no idea, because SIvir is the only ADC, if I'm not mistaken, that she has an ability that helps her team, like their entire team, like an AoE ability that helps everybody. So like right here, it would be a good time to pop your ult, because you have your entire team. Obviously, if they were like committing to the play, like we have a very good champions for chasing the enemies, like Leona and Master Yi, but they're not really going for the plays. Now, so you gotta see here what I'm doing and understand it. The enemy team is stuck on the dragon pit, and my team is pushing them and like stopping them. So what I'm doing here, I'm not gonna go for the fight, but I'm gonna go for this free mid lane tower right here, guys. It's really important that you see these things right here. Of course, if you catch it, I saw silence of the minimap coming to mid lane, and I move back so you can lose vision from me. So I go a bit back and then I return, because guys, it's much more worth to push and get the gold from the turrets and inhibitors. Like, look right here what my team did. They won the fight, and also now the Sylas is coming. I can fight him because I have my 2 items, I have my ult, I have my minions to protect me, so I can go for a quick 1v1 with the Sylas. He cannot catch me because I'm so fast, and I just win the 1v1 against the fed Sylas, guys. You see here the full extent of the SIvir gameplay. Like, you gotta have your SIvir and you gotta have Collector, guys. Believe me, if you have Collector as a second item, your game is gonna be completely different from any other item. Guys, please do not listen to any like MOBA Fire, u.gg guys. I've been playing like SIvir. I have 100 games with her, 200 games. I mean, I don't know how many games, but more than 100 games. So this is like complete like experience that I'm talking about, that you need to have damage on damage on damage. SIvir doesn't have any damage, guys. Believe me. If you build attack speed items on SIvir, you're gonna have no damage for any kills. Even like if you go for a 5v5, you're not gonna help your team at all. Like, you can go for an Navori second if that's really like good on your playstyle, but every time that I've went like SIvir and Collector, I've won most of my games, so why would I not go for that? And now you go Navori, guys. Usually on my third item I would go for an Infinity Edge, because like I said, like I've like realized that SIvir really needs damage and damage and damage, so she can hit with auto attacks Q, because she only has her Q as her only damaging ability, right? And then are her auto attacks. So you need to buff your auto attacks as much as possible, because your Q has a high cooldown, and also you might not even hit it. Like, it's a skill shot, it's not very fast. Obviously, if you want to get it at a max range or long range, so at a long range then it's even more difficult to hit because it's not that fast. It's good enough though if you can really like predict the enemy movement, or if you're at a good range you can do some good Qs, but you need damage, okay, guys, please, because you have your W, which is very strong, so the more you buff your auto attacks, also your W is gonna proc a lot more. So right here we got the enemy team focusing us right here. This is almost a wrong play by me, but right now I'm very strong, guys. Look at this, they're not focusing me, they're going for the Malzahar, so I one-shot the SIvir, and then Malzahar obviously presses his button, and we just win this 2v3, guys. Like, believe me, like, they didn't do anything. Now right here, my big mistake was that I was chasing this guy when he was healing so much. I should just switched on the Nami. So you guys, you just kill the squishiest target, because SIvir doesn't have damage for the tanky champions. So if there is an ADC nearby, a support, even better, because you just want to get a kill. You just want to get a kill with SIvir, and then that will be good enough. Like, as you see here, the true power of SIvir, guys, with just 3 items, we won a 2v3 with the Malzahar, who didn't even pop his ult at like first moment. I don't know, I cannot really remember if he had it or not. But you can see like 2v3 we beat like 1 tank and almost like 2 assassins, like Sylas and Akali. Of course, their big mistake was that they were not focusing me at first, but even if they focused me, I would have put so much damage to them that Malzahar could have gotten the 2 kills. Maybe even if he died later, 2 kills out of there would have gotten no matter what. So I think this build, guys, is actually the best build that you can run on SIvir. If you're really ahead, you can go for Infinity Edge third item, because I've been going third item Infinity Edge many times, and of course your damage will just be so much more, guys, like with critical procs, and then like the base damage that it gives, you'll get so much more. But I've realized in my last couple of games with SIvir that I think this damage that like SIvir and Collector gives is enough for you to basically trade off with any type of enemy champion, even whether it is assassin, tank, or enemy ADC. You have enough damage if you play things correctly. SIvir is also a champion that you need to play correct your fights, because it's not a champion that if you do a mistake that it will be forgiven by the enemy. If you do a mistake with SIvir, you just die. It's not really much you do. So like having your flash, ult, barrier, all these things, like it really helps you to like make your mistakes not as bad. But if you don't have those, if you don't have flash, barrier, or ult, then you just have to play really careful, guys. You really have to, or just really play perfect every fight and every like team fight, so that you can get the most out of it. So yeah, And then fourth item, you go for Infinity Edge, because like I said, damage and damage and damage, SIvir will be super strong, and you'll just see the damage that you will be doing, guys, is absolutely insane. Especially right now with my W's and the Collector, you just get all the kills. And the Collector, I only built Collector only because it has such a good passive. You get more gold, you get like that slight execution that it has. I feel like it benefits SIvir so good, because SIvir cannot really have doesn't really have an execution ability, doesn't really have something that you can get the kills, and the more gold you get, the stronger you're gonna be with this champion. And for me, that's really important. So I found that if you can get the kills from the Collector, it's gonna be super important, and you're gonna get so many more wins, guys. Please give SIvir a try, play nice, and until next time, peace.